kicking us off, prompt 1.
Book, or not, oh, shit.
Off to a strong start. About to kick him out of the video and finish it myself. But, wow.
Prompt number 25. Read a book that has been entered
35.
That's what I said.
You said 25.
I said 35.
You said 25.
Editing, Stacy. Look at this. You're wrong. You're dead wrong. What are you doing?
Well, we're going to read them. I'm going to read them. I might like it. The premise sounds intriguing to me, and I picked it out of a used book sale, so.
But it's cozy.
But I might like it. You never know. So that was it for all of the... You bumped my mouse.
Yeah, mouse bumper.
Yeah, mouse bumper. Hi friends, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Stacy and I am the Chapter Conundrum. And in today's video, we have a very exciting one for you guys. We're going to be announcing the 2026 Discord Reading Challenge for the Bookish Discord. Yeah! And of course, to help me with this, I have the Bookish Drummer himself, my handsome husband, Jake.
Hi, y'all.
So we're going to be going over the prompts in this video pretty quickly, and we'll give y'all an example from our TBR. We'll just alternate, so there'll be one book per prompt. We may be able to explain a couple prompts in a bit more detail if they seem not very straightforward. And down in the description box, you can find a Google Doc tracker, as well as the link to the Storygraph challenge if you prefer to track on there, and a link to a Canva template if you want to track with a graphic as well.
We got 52 of these to go through.
Yes, we do.
And a bonus.
Yeah, the bonus is the same every year, though.
Well, stick around to the end and find out.
Yeah. So, kicking us off, prompt 1.
Book, or not, oh, shit.
Off to a strong start.
Prompt number 1. Read a book that's been giving you FOMO. Fear of missing out. Now, this was hard for me to come up with because I really don't have a lot of FOMO. But one book that I do have FOMO for is Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. Ian really liked it. A few other people have really liked it. I want to read it, and I've been putting it off, and I want to read it.
Prompt 2 is to read a book by an author who has a last name that could be a first name or a first name that could be a last name. And for this, I'm going to go for Black Stone Heart by Michael R. Fletcher. And I feel like he kind of works with this twofold because somebody could have the last name Michael or the first name Fletcher. It's very possible. So yeah, this is my pick. I should have read it in 2025. I still haven't. Here we are. It's on the TBR.
Prompt number 3. A book with the location descriptor in the title or the series title. For example, if it's got realm, like Realm of the Elderlings, city, City of Brass, kingdom, empire, republic, any of those kind of things. And the book that I've been meaning to read for the past few years and now finally going to get to in 2026, Empire of Exiles by Aaron M. Evans. Fantasy, first book in a trilogy, I think. Excited to get to it.
Prompt 4 is to read a book recommended by someone on the Discord other than the two of us, so it can be anyone. But for this, I'm going to go with The Belly of the Bow, which is the second Fencer trilogy book by KJ Parker. And this comes recommended by Rabin from Only the Best Fantasy Novels. He definitely had some interesting things to say about this one when he read it, and he's got my interest piqued for sure. I need to read this.
Prompt number 5. A book recommended by someone who has co-hosted a readathon on the Bookish Discord. We've got tons of co-hosts for... can't even remember the damn readathons. Stephen King readathons and Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Ian the Reader, and a book that he definitely recommends is D7 by Philip Fracassi, which I was just gifted by you.
Yes, for your birthday.
Thanks again.
You're welcome.
I will read it. It's very short. Look at this. It's like a pamphlet.
That's okay. There's no minimum for this challenge. Prompt 6 is to read a book that one of us or both of us recommends. And for this, I just asked Jake what he would recommend me to read. And this makes sense because I've enjoyed 3 books by this author now, and you've enjoyed all of them, I think. It's All the Sinners Bleed by S.A. Cosby. If you're stuck on this prompt, we do have a lot of videos, I think primarily on my channel, but maybe a couple on yours, about like our mutual tastes And like pretty much any kind of recommendation video on either of our channels, you'll find something.
Prompt number 7, read a book that one of Jake's Patreons has chosen for him to read. Jake's ranking videos and current buddy read chats will show you what they are.
Yeah, so every year at the end of the year, you do like a ranking video for all the Patreon picks you had to read that year.
Yes, and the book that I have slotted for 2026, because I already know what the God tier level Patreon pick for January will be, it's We Live Here Now, chosen by Culinary Crime, written by Sarah Pinborough. And I've had mixed experiences with this author, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, hopefully well. Prompt 8 is to read a book that you've hauled or somehow otherwise acquired in 2026. And for this, I'm going to slot our first new release Thrill, Chill, or Kill book. And that is going to be Dear Debbie by Frida McFadden. We're going to be reading this one in February.
Prompt number 9, read a book that's won a poll that you posted. And this is to be determined because obviously the poll has to be posted at least in January. So I don't know what.
No, it doesn't. You can post it now and decide your TBR.
Well, I don't know what it is yet, but
Okay.
It's to be determined. You just post a poll on a Discord. Whatever wins, you read that.
It doesn't even have to be on your Discord. Like if you have a channel and you want to do it on your community page, or if you have your own Patreon or whatever, like it doesn't have to be a poll on the Discord. But if you don't have a channel, we do have a poll chat on our Discord that you can post in.
Vote now.
Prompt 10 is to read a book with either a drum or a book either on the cover or in the title. That's a mouthful.
I wonder where that could have come from.
Yeah, gee, it's a mystery. But for this, I'm going to go for The Battle Drum by Sarah Ella Reefy, and this is the second book in the Ending Fire trilogy. And you're going to see the other ones come up on this TBR too, I think, if they are even numbered prompts.
Are there any drums, actual drums in this book?
I don't know, but the title has drum in it, and that's good enough for the prompt.
Better. Prompt number 11. Read a book that you're excited about, but a friend or family member has no interest in. Now, Stacy here doesn't like this author, but I love this author.
I just don't like the genre.
Anyway, I'm going to pick Haruki Murakami's new book that came out either last year, a couple years ago, The City and Its Uncertain Walls. You are not a big fan of magical realism or this author, but I'm excited.
Yeah, so if it's a prompt for you. So prompt 12 is to reread a book that you suspect you're going to enjoy more the second time around. So this is due to Jake because you have a year of rereading planned.
Song of Ice and Fire, yeah. Witcher, Redwall.
Well, it
Let's
has to be
go,
something
baby.
You're reading for the second time. So not a Song of Ice and Fire.
Okay, Witcher.
Okay. But wow. For this, I'm going to go for A Blood Song by Anthony Ryan. So I did really like this, but it is also quite slow paced and you don't have a lot of context for things up front in terms of like the political plot that develops in here. And knowing some of those things, I have a feeling that I'm going to enjoy this more the second time around.
And speaking of rereads, prompt number 13, reread a favorite book or comfort read. And speaking of Redwall, we have Redwall. Woohoo! We have a Redwall read-along going on, Bookish over Discord, starting in January with book 1, Redwall. Come join us.
Prompt 14 is to read a book with multiple timelines. So this is something that Jake and I both typically enjoy in our books. And one of our Thrill, Chill, or Kill books next year has multiple timelines for sure. And that is going to be The Burning Girls by CJ Tudor. So I'm going to slot that here because I know I'm going to read it next year.
Prompt number 15, read a book with a beach or lake setting. And speaking of Witcher, we have Lady of the Lake. Got a lake right in the title.
If it's not on a lake, we got a problem.
Bamboozled.
Prompt 16 is my fault, and it's to read a book by a Canadian author. And for this, I'm going to go with Behind the Net, which is the first Vancouver Storm book by Stephanie Archer. And this is recommended to me because it is a hockey romance, specifically by a Canadian author. Because most of the hockey romance I have picked up, the author does not know what they're talking about in terms of the hockey details. And as a hockey fan, it is very frustrating. So somebody has recommended me this one and I'm excited to check it out. Page 1 mentions the Vezina Trophy. So we're already off to a good start for somebody who knows a thing or two.
Prompt number 17. Read a book that was published before you were born. So if you don't know, I was born 1993. So anything before 1993 would work for me, including Mossflower, which is Redwall book number 2, which was in the late 80s.
So prompt 18 is to read a book that fits into one of our most popular prompts from our past readathons. So I think for almost every readathon we've done, we've always tracked the popularity of the prompts. And so I am able to make a list, and I'll put it in the Discord and have it pinned, of the most popular prompts. But the one I'm going to go with is the most popular prompt from the Dark Tower readathon, which was Wolves of the Calla, a book featuring a kidnapping. And this is a reread for me. Iron Gold by Pierce Brown. So, of course, we're doing the Red Rising read-along. Well, he's not, but I'm doing the Red Rising read-along next year, and I happen to know that there is a kidnapping plotline in here.
Very fitting for prompt 19, a Stephen King book that either has or is getting an adaptation. And there is countless, not literally, but there's a lot of Stephen King books that have adaptations or that are coming. I could just choose any, but I'm going to choose my favorite, The Dead Zone. Go read it if you haven't already.
Well, the first half is good.
Don't listen to her. Read it.
Prompt 20 is to read a book that features a hobby that you enjoy. And for me, I am going to go with the standard reading on this one because I want to pick up The Reading List by Sarah Nisha Adams. I've heard some interesting things about this one, and I'm curious to check it out.
Prompt number 21, read a 5-star prediction. I don't remember what the book is called, but again, Lisa Jewell, one of my all-time favorite authors, coming out with a new book in 2026. So, boom. New Lisa Jewell book. 5-star prediction.
More homework for me. Prompt 22 is to read an anticipated release. And for me, one of the first ones coming out January 20th, I believe. Well, there's 2 anticipated releases I have coming out January 20th. But the one I stuck here is called Dead in the Water by John Mars. And the other one is the next Dresden book. I think that's also January 20th. So whichever one I read first, it's going in this prompt.
Prompt number 23, read a book mentioned in someone's mid-year freakout tag video. And again, mentioning Ian from Ian the Reader. He has been really into, I don't have the author's name, but the book is Poor Dear. There's 3...
Oh, Claire somebody, right?
Claire Oshto.
I don't know.
I don't remember. Anyway, they've written like 3 books, and they all sound very intriguing, and I really want to get to them. I've just slotted Poor Dear here. I don't know. Maybe Ian can comment down below what's the best one to start with. But either way, I want to check out this author.
Yeah, and just so you know, for this prompt, it doesn't have to be at 2026 mid-year freakout tag. It can be from any year, but you could also do 2026 if you are watching those videos this coming year. Prompt 24 is to read a book mentioned in someone's 26 books to read in 2026 video. So I know that several of our friends are planning this video in the next month or 2, but one person that has theirs out so far is Tori from Tori Talks. And one book she mentions on hers that I really want to read is The Folding Knife by KJ Parker. So an easy win for me because I'm excited to get to this one.
Prompt number 25, a book you saw on someone's 30 before 30, 40 before 40, or 50 before 50. And I'm going to go with Children of Memory, which I saw on Amanda's channel from the Reading and Writing Life. She did a 50 before 50 with series, which is hard mode.
Yeah.
And one of the series she has is the Children of Time series. So, bam, I'm going to get to that.
Prompt 26 is to pick up and read a book that you owned prior to the start of 2026. And obviously we have shelves to choose from. But one that I know I'm going to be reading in January next year, which we're going to have a read-along for on the Discord, is Beyond Redemption, the first Manifest Delusions book by Michael R. Fletcher. So this was cooked up by like you and I and Pat Zavah like at the beginning of last year, I think. And we're like, next January, we're going to read it.
Oh boy.
So I've remembered and I've put it here.
Prompt number 27, read an entry in a series you started prior to the start of 2026. Speaking of Children of Time, I've slotted Children of Strife, which like I mentioned comes out in March and new release. Very excited for it.
So prompt 28 is to read a new to you book by an author that you've previously rated 4 or 5 stars. And in this context, new to you just means it's not a reread. Like it's not something you have to go out and newly buy or acquire, just something you haven't read yet. And for this, I'm going to go with Mark Lawrence because I have rated several of his books 4 or 5 stars, but I have not yet started the Library Trilogy, which I own all of. So I am excited to get to this one finally. So it's The Book That Wouldn't Burn, book 1 in the trilogy.
Prompt number 29. Read a book with a Z in the title, or you would say
A Z.
A Z.
Yeah.
It's Z.
Whatever.
And the book I have slotted here, not 100% sure I'll get to it, but The Rivers of Zada, which is Pendragon book number 6. I plan on eventually rereading that whole series. Will I get to 6 next year? I'm not sure, but it has a Z in the title, so that might boost my interest. I don't know.
We'll might have to get there.
I gotta get it done.
Yeah.
Get her done.
So prompt 30 is to read a book that features a horse, because it's going to be the Chinese zodiac year of the horse in 2026. And fun fact, I am also born in a horse year. But anyways, the book I'm going to read for this is Tower Lord by Anthony Ryan. So Raven's Shadow, or at least book 1 that I read, I can say, has a fun horse named Spit. And he is just full of personality. He's on my top 10 animal companions. I have a video about that if you haven't seen it yet. But anyhow, I'm excited to continue my adventure with Spit and everyone else, of course, and read this one.
Prompt number 31. Read a book with 26 or less chapters. And for this, I have slotted literally any of the Witcher books, because these have long chapters, which I don't normally like. But basically all of these books have like definitely less than 26 chapters. So any of those count.
So prompt 32 is to read a book in a series that has different colored spines. So looking on our shelves, we had a lot of these, but we all know I'm rereading Red Rising next year, and the lettering and the color on the spines is all different in this series. So I'm going to be slotting Morningstar here.
Prompt number 33, read a book with a talking animal or sentient objects. And like I mentioned, we're doing Redwall. So literally any of the Redwall books. I just pulled number 3. Redwall!
Trying to drum up everyone to do this, aren't you?
Drum up.
Oh boy. Prompt 34 is a direct call out to me, and that is to read a book that you own more than one entry in the series for. I have a few of these. I mean, to be fair, people could use this as a reread, or to like read the new installment in a series that they've started.
But that's not why you need it.
But that's not why I need it. I need it because there are several series on our shelves that I own more than one book in that I have not yet started. But I'm going to be slotting The Final Strife here, which is the first, I think it's Endless Fire trilogy. But I own the whole trilogy, and I haven't started it yet. And I need to.
What are you doing?
To be fair, I was gifted them. But I am really excited because people with similar tastes to me like it, and I've heard interesting things.
Read it!
I'm gonna in 2026.
Prompt number 25. Read a book that has been entered
35.
That's what I said.
You said 25.
I said 35.
You said 25.
Editing, Stacy. Look at this. You're wrong. You're dead wrong. Anyway, prompt number 35. Read a book that has been entered in a SPIFBO or SPSFF, all the letters.
The sci-fi version.
Yeah. And the only book that I could find that we own, I think, that I haven't read or that I'm interested in is The Lost War.
I'm sure there's a lot more that you're interested in. And actually, there's a few on my Audible. But anyhow, we do own this one physically.
You don't have to edit a book in. You're welcome.
I really want to read that one too. It's the first book in the Eden Saga. And yes, it has been picked up by the traditional publisher now, but I had it on my list before that. Prompt 36 is to read a book where the title is in all caps on the spine, so all uppercase. And I'm going to be reading The Ending Fire because I have the first 2 books in the Sarah L. Arifi trilogy here, so why not just finish the dang series?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Prompt number 37. Read a book you meant to read in 2025 but didn't get around to. And I believe I did a poll where I wanted people to vote on which author to try to finish all of the books from. And one of those, I think the winner was Brandon Sanderson, but I read 0 Brandon Sanderson last year.
Yeah, you've got a long way to go to finish all of them because I don't think you've read any of the secret projects.
Yeah, that's the problem. So, speaking of that, Tress of the Emerald Sea, which I have the audio book for, I need to read it. So I'll get to it, hopefully.
Prompt 38 is to read a book with an elderly main character. And I think for the purposes of this prompt, we just kind of said like retirement age or grandparents kind of would count. And this features a bunch of 60-year-old ladies who are retired assassins, but they're not ready to hang up their stuff yet. And I think they get up to no good. So it's killers of a certain age. I've heard interesting things, although Jake has DNF'd it, but I still want to try it. So I'm going to read this one.
It's kind of a rare, soft DNF for me. Okay. I might go back to check it out.
You think you just weren't in the mood?
I wasn't in the mood.
Okay.
Prompt number 39. Read a book that features an assassin or hitman. And I did some digging because it's been a long time since I've read these books. But there is an assassin character in a Redwall book. Salamander Strawn. Look at that. Look at that badass cover. Anyway, there's an assassin in here, so it counts.
Leave it to Jake to fit all the Redwall books into his read along or into his challenge.
At least all the ones I own right now. When I do the challenge, it's going to be all Redwall, all Witcher, all Song of Ice and Fire books.
I mean, hey. I've got all my Red Rising books in here. Prompt 40 is to read a book that features either an author or a journalist. In our January Thrill Chiller Kill pick here, Listen for the Lie, features a podcaster, but it's kind of like a journalist investigating a case. And so I've gone with that. I mean, maybe technically not a journalist, but it's in the spirit of the prompt because they are investigating something. So I'm going with it, and I'm slotting that here.
Prompt number 41. Read a book by an author who has written both shorter and longer works. And for this one, I'm going to go with my all-time favorite author, Georgie Boy, George R. R. Martin. I am rereading A Song of Ice and Fire again, and it'll be a lot of fun. And he's written, obviously, some long fantasy books, but a lot of his older stuff is very short.
So prompt 42 is pretty straightforward. It's to read a book with an illustrated cover. And I have a ton of those because I read a lot of contemporary romance. So I've slotted one of those here, Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I own this whole trilogy too, and again, haven't started it. So I figured it's time. It's time. And even more funny, books 2 and 3 I own in hardcover, but book 1 I have in paperback.
What are you doing?
Well, we're going to read them. I'm going to read them. I'm going to read them.
You'll be happy about this next one. Read a book with 2 POVs. And Stacy suggested A Good Samaritan by John Mars.
Yes, a rare John Mars where he only writes a couple POVs. But this one is great.
We shall see.
Mm-hmm. So prompt 44 is to read a book in a format that's less common for you to pick up. So this is obviously going to vary from person to person. But you could either interpret this as like the reading method. So like if you never hardly ever read ebooks, you could pick up an ebook. If you don't do a ton of like graphic audio books, you could do a graphic audio. Or you could interpret this in like the writing format. So maybe you want to read like a book in verse or like poetry or an epistolary style book if you don't read a ton of those. Anything that's just not very common for you to pick up will work here. And for me, I have been really on the struggle bus with picking up physical books and reading them lately. So I am going to slot Wrath here because this is a series I know I'm going to read with my eyeballs. And I need an excuse to finish it next year because we all know I've been slacking on it this year, even though Malice is my favorite book of the year so far.
Prompt number 45. Read a book you got for free. Either from a little free library, a library loan, you were gifted, or you borrowed from somebody. So you got it for free.
Somehow, some way.
And the book that I'm going to pick is a birthday gift from my mother, and that would be Outcast of Redwall. Redwall again, which is book number 8 in the series, which we'll be reading in August. If you guys didn't know, we're doing a Redwall read-along.
Prompt 46 is to read a book featuring siblings, and I'm going to use this as an excuse to get to a much-anticipated sequel that I have not yet gotten to, and that is Jade War by Fonda Lee, the second Greenbone Saga book. And this obviously has some siblings.
Oh, it doesn't?
Yes, it does.
It does.
It does.
I read it.
Yeah.
Prompt number 47 is to read a book with a color in the title or in the author's name. There are plenty if you go a digging, but...
Oh, surprising no one, he's going to pull out a Redwall book.
You don't know that.
I know that.
It's a Redwall book.
I knew it.
It's got Mariel of Redwall in the title. So red, it's a color.
You could also do any Red Rising book here.
Less exciting.
For you. Not for the rest of us.
Redwall is better than Red Rising.
I'm about to kick him out of the video and finish it myself. Prompt 48 is to read a book with a forest setting. Typically every year on the challenge we like to do a different setting. This year we decided on forest. And I'm going to go for Ruin by John Gwynne in here. Now, the whole thing is not going to be set in a forest, but there will be parts of this that are, and that is good enough.
Prompt number 49 is to read a book you haven't seen anyone else read or talk about. And a book that I've seen at Second and Charles, but I know it's on Libby and I can get it there very quickly. I've heard literally no one talk about this book, Edenville. And I don't even know the author's name, but I've heard nothing about this book, but it sounds intriguing and I want to read it.
I can picture the cover. It has like a yellow sunflower thing around the text, right? And it's horror.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know who the author is either. So prompt 50 is to read a book that you've heard is cozy. This is not my jam, but it is a current reading trend, and I'm going to try another cozy. This time a mystery. It's one that I own, Off the Air by Christina Estes. And this is tagged as cozy on Goodreads, so I'm calling that good enough.
You're not gonna like it.
I might like it. The premise sounds intriguing to me, and I picked it out of a used book sale, so.
But it's cozy.
But I might like it. You never know.
99% chance she doesn't like it.
Well, then I can DNF it and pick something else.
Prompt 51. Read a book that fits into one of your reading goals for 2026. And again, like I've mentioned, it's not Redwall. That would be really funny. But kind of in the spirit of that, one of my goals for next year is to reread a lot of books. And one book that I will be rereading in January, right at the start, is Children of Ruin. Because I'm trying to read the series and then catch up to the 4th book, which comes out in March. So, yep, more rereads.
So prompt 52 is a book you read for a readathon or a different reading challenge that you're doing. And for me, if you've seen my recent videos, I'm doing a 1 to 10 challenge, which was originally created by Ian the Reader. So if you haven't seen his creation or our videos on that with our TBR, go check that out. But one of the books that I am going to be doing for that I haven't slotted anywhere else in this challenge is Colors in the Steel by KJ Parker, the first book in the Fencer trilogy. So I'm excited for this one. And yet another series I own the whole trilogy and haven't started yet. So I need to.
You have a problem.
I might. But again, these ones were gifted except for book 3. Because by the time I had book 1 and 2, I was like, well, I might as well get the matching mass market for book 3 because you can't get it new anymore. It's like you had to get a used copy. Anyhow, what's our bonus prompt, dear?
A book you tried to read for this challenge but DNF'd, which for me personally is the easiest prompt of all time because I DNF a lot.
But you're not going to be DNFing Redwall.
No. Or Witcher. Or Song of Ice and Fire. Maybe the John Mars book, though. That's a contender.
No. So that was it for all of the... You bumped my mouse.
Yeah, mouse bumper.
Yeah, mouse bumper. So that was it for all of the prompts in our 2026 challenge. We hope that you're excited about the challenge, that you want to do it along with us. We're going to have to bully Jake into actually giving us updates on his challenge throughout the year this year, because normally he does not.
I plead the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's also interesting is that this is 52 book challenge. We each talked about 26 books.
For 2026.
Fun stuff.
Oh, we're still going to do our own, 26 books to read in 2026, I'm sure.
Maybe.
I am. Anyways, let us know down below in the comments what your favorite prompt is, what you think is going to be the most challenging prompt for you if you're going to do the challenge, and what some of your other favorite reading challenges are. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you want to, and have a great day. Bye.
Bye.